Hey, welcome to another adventure in Old Code. Today we're going to take a look at Bjack, and I'm hoping it's very therapeutic because I've had a rough couple of weeks and I need to have some fun. So Bjack, let's do it. Joey's House of Blackjack, February 15th and 16th, 1999. Perfect. What is my name? That is the most important thing in any game, is getting your name right. Interesting. Okay, so I am showing an 8 of clubs? Clubs. Is that a club? I mean, the alternative is it's a spade. I think that's a club. Okay, so 8 of clubs doesn't matter for blackjack. Hit or stand? Well, hit. Phew. 3 of hearts, that's an 11. I'm not sure what this pot is here. Oh, I guess that's what I'm going to win if I... Okay, I'm going to hit again. Oh, that's a 2. Okay, let's hit me one more time. Oh, busted, and the house got 17. The pot is now 5. Okay. Another hand, yes. Curious, so that number beside my name is 16, whereas before it was 17. Okay, hit me. Oof, yeah, hit me. Oh, come on. Okay, let's stand. Okay, busted. So, pot is 5, and that number up there is 15. Yes, let's go again. So I think what happened is the pot went all to me, and then it cost me $1 or 1 chip to play. So I put in a chip, and the house puts in a chip, and then we play. Okay, hit. Man, I'm getting a lot of these. That's a 5 cards. Oh, busted. Okay. All right. You lose. No. You started with 20 bucks. You ended with 15 bucks. You lost 5 bucks. So sad. Okay. Joey's House of Blackjack. I can pretty much guarantee that this entire... Come on. That this entire idea stemmed from the... let me pull it up here. Come on, CHR string, which we've looked at. Okay. I mean, here's all your whoops, your hearts, your spades, your hearts, your diamonds, your clubs, and your spades. I'm pretty sure I was looking at the ASCII character code and saw these things and thought, what can I do? Anyway, this is what I did. Okay. Card maker, Bjack screen dot, end dot, card 52, money, show 52, name dot, num. Okay, perfect. So we have a card array and a show array. I'm not sure what the show is for, but the card array is pretty self-explanatory. And I'm going to say again, without arrays, having a deck of cards would be very, very difficult indeed. Okay, AH string, whatever. Okay, randomizing the timer, clearing the screen, input your name. For some reason, I grab your left initial. So I take your name, the leftmost character, and I uppercase it. The other. Oh boy. So I'm taking the... Okay. What I'm doing here is I'm making sure that your name begins with a capital and all the other letters are lowercase. I didn't have to do this, but... So if I were to type in, Joey, it's going to standardize my name. That's kind of a neat thing to do. And so I grab the length of my name, and I'm taking the rightmost characters from my name. I'm taking the length of my name minus 1. So everything except 1 from the right, and then I'm lowercasing it. And then I'm setting that to be my name. My name is my initial plus other. So, okay. Sure, we can do that. Okay, money equals 20, and our game loop. First, we do the card maker. All right. So, interesting. Okay, so we're going to set every show variable to 0. Still not quite sure what those are for, but we'll figure it out. And then, okay, for 13. Okay, here we're going to make the, what comes first? What was it? What's character 3? Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. So we're making the hearts here. There are 13 hearts. They range in value from 1 to 13. If it's a 1, then the card doesn't become a 1, it becomes an A. For ace, if it's an 11, it becomes a jack, queen, and king as well. Oh, whoops, card A equals the string of A. So this is taking the number A, and it's just turning it into a string. It's string representation. So when we print it, it will print the number, but it won't be treated as a number. And the reason we're doing this is because after the number, we're tacking on a heart. So let's say the 2 of hearts is not going to be internally represented by the actual number 2. It's going to be represented by a string containing the digit 2 followed by a heart. So these are all strings. We're not dealing with numbers. And that's why card is an array of strings, right? Should be. Card 52 as string. And here's the show 52. I missed that. That's as integer. Okay. Card maker. Okay, so we make all the hearts then for 14 to 26. So there's no reason you have to start at 1 in a for loop. But whereas before, we still want to have the values 1 to 13 and then do things with the strings afterwards. We can't use A. What we could have done is we could have used A minus 13 everywhere. But we didn't. So we invented this new variable called B, which this is the first time we've seen it, so it was 0 and now it's 1. And so this B in this loop, we're going to see it here and here, is acting in the same way that the A acted up here. Okay, but then we're also using the 14 to 26 when we reference which card it is, because that's, you know, we don't want to overwrite the hearts that we've just made. So this is our diamonds that we're making, and we're making it in the same way, except we're tacking on a CHR string 4. Now we have to set B to 0 because we're going to do the same thing again for the clubs and then the spades. So we've got all the shows. The show array is all 0, and the card array is the string representations of each card in the deck. So that's cool. Okay, B Jack screen dot. Okay, clear the screen, print your name at 1, 10, and then 40 spaces over, print house, print 80 asterisks, and then for each of the first 20 rows, print a pipe at column 40. that gives us our nice display here. Okay, perfect. Bjack, where am I? Bjack. Now we run the blackjack routine. Oh boy. So in blackjack you have to do a few things. Each card has an actual value. So a queen and a king have the value 10. So while they're different cards, they're the same value, and an ace can be a 1 or an 11, depending on preference, I guess. I guess it's an 11 until you bust, and then it goes to a 1. So I had to keep track of all that somehow. So I'm sure this is not going to be the cleanest thing in the world. It doesn't look very nice. Oh well. Okay, let's make sense of it. Row equals 4. Row equals 4. I wonder... Okay, so our names are on row 1. The asterisks are on row 2. There's an empty row 3. Oh, there is an empty row 4. And it looks like the first card is placed on row 5. So I probably add 1 to row before I do anything else somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. Before I do anything, I add 1 to row. Okay, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Okay, row equals 4. I guess that's the starting row. Y points. Oh, your points and his points, house points, 0. Ace equals 0. Ace 2 equals 0. Okay, value, 0. HT is H and okay, I don't know what this H is going to be for, and I don't know what this C val. Oh man, the pot, okay, that starts out as 0, and this H, no clue. I have no idea what that is. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a chip from you because you want to play this game. Now the house has unlimited money, so we don't have to subtract 1 from his infinite bank. We'll just add 2 to the pot. Okay, and then we're going to locate and print the pot. So we print the pot. What's in the pot? Another single letter variable called V. So V is now equal to 0. So we have a V, we have an H. We have this C val and this HT and this value, all that we don't know. Okay, the first thing we do is increase 1 to V and increase the row. So now we're working with row 5. C val, okay, is empty. Oh, that's probably card value? I don't know. Ah, okay, here we go. That is what the show array is. So what the show array is all zeros at the beginning, and when a card has been picked and put on the table, the show array becomes 1 in that case. This is so we don't select the same card twice. What we do is we loop. So here we're looping. We're picking a random number between 1 and 52, and we're looping until the show value is 0. So if we've already picked that card, it's going to go back, it's going to pick another one, and it's going to pick another one until it hasn't picked it yet. Once it's picked it, then we're going to flag it. We're going to tag it with a 1, saying, this card has been picked. It can never be picked again. This is so we get a deck of 52 cards, and only 52 cards. And then the value, the C val is the left character the C val is the leftmost character of the card. Now remember, the card was the number, it's the representation, so 8 of clubs, 2 of diamonds. Okay, so this will take, if it's 8 of clubs, it's going to just take an 8. And this is so how we can get the, oh, there's a bug in this. Is there a bug in this? I'm just thinking, what if you chose 10? What is the 10 of hearts going to do? C-val will be, the leftmost character of 10 of hearts is a 1. Oh, but 1 is an invalid, because if it's 1, it was an ace. So I'm probably doing an if 1, then 10 thing. Okay, so again, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So in the case that the first character of your card was an A, a J, a Q, or a king, then we're going to have to do something with the value. So the value array up here, or not array, this value is the actual value of the card of your hand that's showing. The thing you're trying to get to 21. So if it's an A, then value equals 11. And you add 1 to your ace total. Call. I've never seen call before. Huh? I don't... It's used in a few places. Actually, quite a bit of places. But it's the first time we've seen it here. Oh, good. Another variable I have no idea what's going on with. Okay, so we increase our ace count. That's kind of cool. I think we're going to do something nifty with that later. Okay, and then the call, this call variable becomes 11. Case else. I don't think we've seen this before. This is just in any others if it wasn't an A. So if it didn't match any of the previous cases, this is what happens by default. So the value is 10 and call equals 11 again. So, okay, perfect. Now, otherwise, if the value equals... Okay, so we take the card, which say is ace of clubs. We're going to take the leftmost 3 characters from that. So in the case that it's ace of clubs, it's everything. In the case that it's 10 of clubs, it's also everything. I think the left string function doesn't care. I don't think it cares. We should probably check that out. So if I say x string equals hello, and then I make the left 10 equals the leftmost 10 characters of x, then I'm going to print it, and we're also going to print the length of it because I'm curious what it does. Does it pad it with a bunch of spaces? No, it does not. So it doesn't care if you're grabbing more than you have. It will be smart and it just grabbed hello, and the length of it was 5. Even though we asked for the leftmost 10 characters. Good to know. Okay. Okay, so we're going to grab the entire representation of this card, if it's not a face card or an ace. Now, if the value What? If the value equals 10, okay. This is another thing. So we're taking, sorry, I missed this call to the val function. So the val function will take a string and convert it into a number. But we have an extra suit character added on to here. So that must actually get lost when you convert it to a value. So 8 of clubs converted to a value becomes 8. And let's just see if we can, yeah, I think it's going to be smart. The details. The val functions, here we go, stops reading the string at the first character that it cannot recognize as part of a number. It also strips leading blanks, tabs, and line feeds from the argument string. Good. Okay, so it'll keep reading. So if it was 8 clubs 6, you'd still just get 8 back. But okay. Awesome. So that's taking the card and it's converting it into a number that is the number of the card, 2 through 10. If the value is 10, oh, that's what's going on. Call is 9, otherwise call is 10. Okay, call is the column that we're printing this in. So the thing is, if the card that we placed down was a 10, we have an extra character and we want to line them up properly. So we're going to start displaying it at column 9. And if it's a single digit, we're going to display it at column 10. I'm not sure why we display the face cards at column 11. Was that actually what was happening? So if I hit, wow. So you can see the house has a 10. It started a column earlier than the 9. So everything is right justified on the suit. But what happens with a face card? Yes, I want another hand. Give me a face card. Oh, come on. How could I go through 2 hands of blackjack without a face card? There we go. That's all lined up. Okay, I must not understand what that call value is. Well, it's got to be something with the column. All right, so we've done this. We've chosen our value. Okay, and we've set this call value. Now we locate up at the top left and we print our money. Y points, your points, is your points plus value. So, okay, Y points is the thing that's you're trying to make 21. Value is just what this specific card was. Here we go. And this is the nifty part. This is actually really cool. How do you figure out when to call the ace a 1 and when to call the ace an 11? What I chose to do was assume the ace was an 11 until something happened that was bad. So if your points is greater than 21 and ace is greater than 0, ace is increased up here every time an ace is chosen. An ace is laid down. And so if you're actually showing an ace, but you're currently busting, then we're going to subtract 10 from your points, bringing that ace, which was an 11, down to a 1, and we're subtracting 1 from the ace total. So the ace variable is keeping track of how many aces that are being counted as an 11. And if you've busted and still have aces, then we will start counting them as 1s. That is a very, very nifty little thing. That's probably the thing I'm most proud of in this whole program. Okay, then we're locating row and column and printing the card. Oh, wait. Yes, okay. I think what's happened is the way QBasic represents numbers as strings. Okay, let's make a new program again. Here's what I think is why we were choosing 9, 11 for the column when it was a face card. So if I say, let's say my card is the Queen of Hearts. Let's clear this and print card string. Okay, that'll print me my Queen of Hearts. Now, if I later on and say, okay, now I have card 2 string, and that's a 9. It's a 9 of hearts, but the way we did it, so if I say 9 of hearts, this is going to line up. So you think, what's the difference? Well, the thing is, we didn't do this. We didn't say 9. What we said was, because it was in a for loop or a b value, you remember 9 was actually an integer. We were converting it into a string first. And when you convert an integer into a string in QBasic, it puts a space in front of it. Why? I have no idea. I have no clue why it does that, but that's why I did it. Sorry, that's why I had to say, look, if this was a face card, there's not going to be a space in front of the number. Oh, but if this is an actual numbered card, I converted it using this string function, and so now there's this extra space, so I'm going to have to shift it over one more. Solved. Okay. Okay, so we're locating row column and printing the card. Then we're locating this other place and printing your points. Printing a bunch of spaces just underneath. Okay, if you have more than 21 points, then hey, here's a blinking yellow. Print busted, and then turn the color back to 7, or else everything after will be printed in blinking yellow. Okay, so print busted. Now if your points is less than or equal to 21, and HT equals H. Okay, HT equals H. Okay, then loop, keep increasing 1 to H, locate, hit, or stand. So this is the loop where we're hitting or standing. Oh, HT is, you know, so many programs I had heads or tails, and so HT stood for heads or tails. Here, HT is H or S. For some reason, I still kept the HT variable name. Okay, HT is what you're doing, hitting or standing. So if you have less here, if you haven't busted yet and you've chosen to hit, okay. Hit or stand. If you decide to hit and H is greater than 1, then, oh, money is money minus 1, pot is pot plus 1. Every time you ask for a new card, it costs you another chip. Okay, that's not in real life, I don't think. Okay, and then locate your money, print what's in the pot, loop until you've decided to stand or hit. Okay, so I can't enter in some crazy, you know, B or something like that. Okay, so every time, I missed that. So I have $19. Hit me. 19. It looks like I get 2 cards for free. Ooh. I guess I lose on a tie. I get that card for free. Oh no, that card. I get 1 card for free. So you have busted. I have $14. I want to go again, so it costs me another one to play. Hit me, I still have 13. Hit me, and now each card will cost me 1. So for some reason I get a free card. The second card is free. All right. Wow, there's still a lot here. Okay, and you keep looping all of this. What is all of this? This whole thing. Showing what I have, picking a card, and just keep looping until I busted, or I decided to stand, or I have no money, and V is 2. So these 2 things have to be true, both of them, in order for this condition to hold. But V, what's V? Oh! V is keeping track of how many cards are currently showing on the board. So if you have no money, you can select 2 cards, but only 2 cards. So if you get, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, it's just so that if you've run out of money and you've played your last chip to even start a new round, you can get the second card for free. And that's so that you have a chance, I guess. Okay, and then we reset row to 4, and we're going to do his stuff. So his stuff is a bit interesting too. Increase 1 to the row. If row is greater than 6, then pot equals pot plus 1. That's weird. That's just keeping track of how many cards he's choosing to put down. So whereas I used a V for me, I'm just keeping track of which row we're on. Every card after row 6, he has to put 1 into the pot. Okay, print the pot, C value. This is going to be the same thing. We're using the same card or show array. Oh, interesting, we're using the same. This isn't fair, Blackjack. We're giving all the cards to me first, and then he gets what's left over. Because we don't reset the cards in between. So all the show array stays the same. It's like is that how Blackjack works? I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me how Blackjack works in real life. Do you get all the cards at once until you bust, or does everything get divvied out in the same hand? I really don't know. I didn't know back then either, and there was no internet to find out. Okay, a card value. This is the same thing. So his ace. The column amounts, the values will be different because we're on the right side of the screen, but everything else is the same. Busted. And he just loops until he's greater or equal to 17. That's the rule. If he's less than 17, he will hit. And if he's greater than 17 and less than 21, he will stand. That's his job. Okay, so once he's done playing, Then we're just going to calculate if your points is greater than his points and your points is less than or equal to 21, you win and you get the pot. Similarly, he wins. Wait a minute. Oh, if his points is greater than 21 and your points is less than or equal to 21. Okay. So if you beat him in points but didn't bust, you win. If he busted and you didn't, you win. In any other case, you lose. So even on a tie, you lose. Boo-hoo. Okay, and then we just wait for key press, ask for another hand, and another hand, AH. Okay. We loop until yes or no. That's about it. So that's curious. I just wanted to do one thing and start myself out with one money. So instead of 20, I'm going to start out with one money. So I have no money right now, but I am allowed to get another card. But can I do another one? No, I can't. I can't because, yeah. Because that was the money is less than or equal to 0 and V was equal to 2. I actually went down to -1 money. He busted and I won. So yes, now I have 2. So that's it. That's Bjack. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. I still like that ace, how to figure out what value to use for an ace. Okay, well, thanks for joining me in this adventure in Old Code. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.